feud with Team Taz? I don't know. After Dynamite, we got the Allen and Cody versus Cage and Starks. I definitely can't see an Allen Brian Cage singles program, so
No.
I don't know. Ricky Starks is going to go for the TNT Championship.
Yeah, I don't know what needs to happen, but you need to get Cage as far away from this scenario as possible, because all I want is Allen and Starks going forward for like 6 months.
Right. And Brian Cage has the FTW title, so he shouldn't need the TNT.
Why isn't he defending that thing ever?
Oh yeah, because it's not a legit title. But this was a fun match. I wasn't sure how it was going to be. And I was pleasantly surprised with it. I walked away feeling happy.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic time. I love Cody Rhodes, and you might not, but every time I see him, I'm like, I love that man more and more. Then we had the AEW Women's World Championship on the line. Hikaru Shida defeating the Beast, Nyla Rose, in what I feel was a far better match than their first one, and I thought that was going to be hard to top.
I really, really liked this match. This was
brutal.
Awesome.
And I gotta say, Nyla Rose, the Native Beast, coming out in Mega Man X cosplay is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wasn't that awesome?
That's so good on so many levels, and I hope it pissed a lot of people off. It's just so good.
It definitely, it wasn't the first outfit that made me pop that night, but man, it did make me pop. My boy was really, my son's a huge Mega Man fan, and he loved it. So, God, just like you said, this was brutal. You could see Shida was really kind of digging inside herself and trying to break out her own kind of beast to match the Native Beast. It was good. Vicky Guerrero, of course, helped. You expected her to.
Yeah.
Nyla worked on Shida's leg throughout the match, and I loved the storytelling there. And Shida sold great. And they even had Vicky tripping up Hikaru Shida multiple times, which I thought was a really good play on working the leg also. I liked that.
Yeah, this might be Vicky's best heel manager work to date, I think.
These two really, they jive well together. I feel like they like each other outside of AEW also, you know?
Yeah.
And then the thing that really stood out to me in this match was when Shida, who is the face, she ends up getting to the point where she's pinning Nyla, and then she pulls Nyla up at like 2.5 to dish out more punishment. And it's like, you can see Nyla's getting to her. She's bringing out this savageness in Shida. That Shida's an amazing wrestler, and it just has so much talent. But you can see Nyla's making her up her game a little bit. Maybe
under her skin.
Yeah.
No, I thought when she pulled Nyla up for sure. I'm like, oh, that's the mistake that's going to cost you your title.
So did I.
I so badly wanted Nyla to win it back now. Because at least the AEW women's division was thrilling when she was champion. If nothing else,
right.
Like there was something going on.
And I don't know if it's because they've kind of just been positioned to not really care about female matches, but I was surprised that I didn't think the little bit of a crowd that was there was really into this match at all. I don't know if it's because it was a kind of a strong style match or if it's just because the women's division in AEW isn't that great in general, but I don't know. The crowd wasn't into it as much as I was, that's for sure.
Everybody in the crowd is trying to figure out how to fast forward. I do this at home every week.
Right. Yeah, I gave this an A- grade. I thought this was an awesome match. Very fun. Very fun. Which would then bring us, Pasty, to the World Tag Team Championship
to the world's
And
greatest tag team championship match? Maybe
possibly
not, but close. God damn.
the Young Bucks. If the Young Bucks lost, they would never challenge for the AEW World Tag Team Championships again. Well, they don't have to worry about that because Matt and Nick Jackson walked away with the belts, taking them from FTR.
They didn't really walk away.
Well,
Well, one of them. This was a good match, and I love that they put that stipulation. Like last week, we were kind of like, why the fuck would they do that? But
Right.
it made me so stressed for the entire match. Like, it hurt. Tension in the shoulders. It was tasty. It was tantalizing. This was, I think, pretty much everything you could have expected in this match. And I don't think that that's all that they could possibly give either.
You know, you can't imagine anybody doing more than they did and putting out more than they did, but I agree with you. These two, I think these four, if they get together and have another match, I think you could even see more and better stuff. I mean, holy shit, I think everybody had high expectations coming into this, and they definitely blew those expectations out of the water.
Uh-huh. The only issue I have with this match, and this is just the cynical me, I think, it got me thinking, are the Young Bucks really the best tag team in the world, or is Matt Jackson really just that good? Seriously, the whole match, I'm like, what the fuck is Nick bringing to the table? Matt's over here getting his ass beat, selling his ass off. I mean, I don't know.
And Pasty, we got to bring it up because this was kind of the well, there were a few Easter eggs throughout this show this night. I was gonna say the Easter egg, maybe this was the Easter egg of the night, but of course you had the Mega Man cosplay, you had Eddie Kingston's outfit in the main event, but in this match, boy, throughout the whole match, they were hitting the greatest hits of some of the greatest tag teams of all time, Pasty, were they not?
Yes, they were.
I went back and rewatched this match.
Did you write them down?
And I did. And I
Yes,
rewatched
thank
it
you.
because it's an awesome match.
I want to rewatch the whole pay-per-view.
But but yes, so here we go, Pasty. We had the Bucks hitting the Twist of Fate Swanton Bomb combo.
Yep.
They hit the 3D from the Dudleys.
Yep.
FTR hit the Steiner Top Rope Bulldog.
Young Bucks also did Edge and Christian, too, I'm pretty sure. I think they did all three from the three greatest tag teams.
Oh, did they? I must have missed that. I must have missed it. FTR hit a Steiner Top Rope Bulldog and a Meeting in the Middle from DIY. Which out of all of these...
And they said DIY!
I know, out of all these tag teams that are classic tag teams that aren't really in WWE, the only tag team they mentioned was DIY. So I don't know if that was a slip-up or if that was intentional, but...
Dude, it's so good, though.
And
we had talked about that live as we're watching it. You messaged me. And I was like, I was just going to message you. And he's like, I don't know if that was a slip-up or what. I'm pretty sure that's just really big, sweaty balls, my friend.
And then both teams ended up paying tribute to the Hart Foundation. FTR nailed a heart attack, and the Young Bucks both applied sharpshooters at the same time. So you got the Dudleys, the Hardys, Edge and Christian, DIY, Steiners, Hart Foundation. I mean, those are in your top list of tag teams of all time.
Yeah. That's amazing. It's like an anime where you're channeling the spirits of the past, like to fight your opponents. Oh, this was just so good. And the Bucks are dressed up like the Lakers, and FTR is dressed up like whoever the fuck they're dressed up like, whatever sports team. I don't know.
And then I seen a lot of hate online for this, but I actually loved it. The end was a super kick. Why not? It's the Bucks.
Yeah.
It's the Bucks. What's wrong with them busting out after all this amazing stuff you've seen? That's kind of what made the Bucks is their super kick parties. So I had no problem with that.
Yeah,
but
and what really finished this match was when Wheeler got up on the top rope to do the fucking senton bomb, or the what was it? Was it a senton bomb? I don't know. It was a front flip.
Yeah.
But they don't do. They're all no flips, just fists. And he tried to do a flip to keep up with the Young Bucks, and that's what cost them the match.
That was the mistake.
And there's the psychology. And there was another thing. I drew lines here. FTR did not have Tully Blanchard at ringside in this match.
Yep. I was going to bring that up. And
I feel like that's the only reason they lost.
Yeah, they didn't have their guru beside them. So it tells a little story there, too.
Yeah, it's good because they have the excuses. There's like 3 good excuses they have for a rematch. And, God, I can't wait to see what else they can pull out.
This is a modern-day classic, honestly.
It really is. And please, can we have DIY and AEW, please? Oh, that'd be so good.
That would be so fun. Yeah, needless to say, I gave this one an A+ grade. I mean, I think that goes without saying. It was an A+ match.
Might be the S rank, the elusive S rank match.
Yep.
I don't think there was a flaw.
Not really much. It was about as great of a match as you can get for a tag team match.
And it was as great as a match as you were going to get that night.
Yes.
Up next, we had the Elite Deletion, seeing Matt Hardy defeating Sammy Guevara yet again. This was a very typical Deletion match. It was a one-on-one match that wound up being more than one-on-one, with some cool cameos by Hurricane and Gangrel, and then there was fireworks shooting. My favorite spot of the entire match was when the dilapidated boat jumped out and attacked Sammy Guevara.
Wasn't that awesome? Old Skarsgård to the rescue, baby.
I told you last week, that's who I was waiting to see, my old friend Skarsgård, and he actually participated in this match.
Yeah, it was, yeah. They need to start coming up with new stuff for these compound matches if you're going to keep loving them. I was hyped for this one a little bit. I thought Matt Hardy could do something good. I thought Sammy Guevara could sink it. I mean, there were, like you mentioned, there were some good spots. I loved the very beginning when Hardy came in and almost ran over Sammy Guevara with a monster truck and ran over his little
monster truck.
deal.
I love that.
And then he's like, now that's a squash job. It's like, I busted out laughing. And then, yeah, like you said, you got Helms and Gangrel. You had Pride and Powerful and Private Party. Return of Skarsgård. Yeah, it was just kind of, it was longer than it needed to be, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's still telling the story of, I don't know that it's a story. I think Sammy Guevara just isn't the guy. And it seems like he can never get a win over any of the established stars on the roster. And, like, where do you go from here? And when Sammy finally does get a huge victory, if he does, I mean, is anybody going to take that seriously? We've seen WWE do it over and over and over again, where they sink somebody so much that they just can't come back up, you know?
Yeah, I think he can. I think he just needs to go away for a while and come back. You know, like make his face turn, but then get destroyed by whoever he's face turning against, probably MJF. And then have him go away for a while, because we have to forget about it. Because all he does is joke stuff, and he's a good wrestler.
Yeah. I know what they could do, Pasty. He could go away for a while and not come back. Just throwing that out there. It's an option.
But I gotta say, I kind of like the finish where Matt Hardy, chucked the chair at his head and then pushed him off or jumped out of the ring and cracked his head on the cement and basically did all the damage that Sammy ever did to Matt back on Sammy. the one thing that pissed me off at the end